Okay, so for Blockout, there are many different ways you could do this. For something like a rock, it's pretty random. There's many ways to do it. But I'm just going to use a quick and simple method that I really like for doing this kind of stuff. Before I do that, I just want to talk about scale. So I have a little box here that I've scaled more or less to the size of a human. So if I've got it in here and I just press N to bring up my transform settings, you can see the scale over here is 1.85 meters. That's about the height of a human being. And so I'm just going to move this off to the side here, just to have this here while I work as a sense of scale. Next up, I want to add a plane. And this plane, I'll just tab into edit mode here. And I'll delete all the verts except one. And I'm just going to extrude this vert upwards, press Z to extrude it on the Z axis. And this will form the basis of what I'm about to do here with modifiers. So I'm just going to come over here to the modifiers section and add a skin modifier, and what this does is it adds sort of a skin around the vertex row, and this is really useful if you wanted to do things like trees, all kinds of organic stuff, especially since you can scale this stuff and apply other modifiers afterwards. Very useful for Blockout. Of course, I'm not going to do a tree, I'm going to do a rock. So if it does happen that your vertexes sort of lose the modifier, it's just because there's no valid root vertex, as it says over here. So you just want to add a mark root on at least one vertex. So mark root, this one over here. Okay, so with that out of the way, I'm going to Control A, scale this up a little bit. And now it's very, very nice to sort of start duplicating this and start building out, and you can rotate them and do scale and do everything you want. So very nice for Blockout. I'm going to just do a little something here. Get a nice random shape, and you don't have to obviously follow what I'm doing. You can do pretty much what you want at this point. Just get a nice appealing sort of silhouette. You can't really do much in terms of detail yet, so a nice silhouette should be your goal during this step. Also keep it simple. Don't overthink this too much, because during the sculpting phase this is going to change a lot anyway. So you don't want to do like a whole bunch of effort here. Just something quick and dirty is what we want here. Just want to get some nice overlapping forms and a bit of overhang and a bit of just some interesting shapes going on. And so this is seems pretty good for a start. So then, now that I have this, I'm just going to duplicate this and save a backup. I'll press N to save it in a new collection, call it backup. And I usually do this just as a way to work non-destructively. Just make sure to disable the backup layer in here in your outliner, so that you don't sort of get mixed up. Okay, so with this Blockout, I'm going to apply this modifier now. So if I tab into edit mode on it now, you can see I've got my skin modifier all applied. And this is nice now for the next few edits. If you feel like doing a few edits, you can, for example, get into edge select mode here and select an edge and just Control B, bevel it. And this is nice for creating those extra planes that you might want. Keep in mind as well that you also want to be looking at your reference images a lot while you do this. So, and also it depends on the kind of rock you're doing, of course. So if you want to bevel a single vertex like this, it's just I believe Control B to bevel, and then press V afterwards, and you are good to go. You can press Alt V on a vertex to sort of extend it out like this. So select one, Alt V, and you've got another sort of plane. Also very useful. And so just playing with this a little bit, just getting a few extra shapes in here that might not have been possible with the skin modifier. And this is again really up to you, and depends on what kind of rocks you're dealing with. Okay, so I kind of like how this looks. I like the silhouette of it. Now, once I'm happy, I can again select this and come over to my modifier panel and just add a remesh modifier. So what this does, obviously, is it just makes a single volume out of everything, which is also very important for sculpting. I'm just going to bring down the voxel size a little bit, 0.04. That seems like a good place to start, so I'll just apply that. Right, so in the next video, I'm going to start actually sculpting, and I'll be showing you how to start refining this and start getting your actual final shape out of this.